Welcome back to Let's Talk About It. And on today's episode, we're going to be answering some of your questions.
No, Sean's not single. Thanks for joining us today. Every now and then we're going to go through some of the questions that you send in to us, just to give you some feedback on some of the things that you might not have been clear on or whatever. So today we have, what do we have? We have 4 or 5 good questions here. So Sean, do you want to take it away? The first one is, do I need an antivirus?
So that's an easy one. The simple answer is yes.
Yeah.
And I would say today more than ever, since the start of this whole pandemic that we're in, things have gotten much worse in cybersecurity, and there's a lot of malware that's going around out there. So absolutely, you need an antivirus, but more than that, you need a properly managed antivirus that is normally checked to make sure that it's updated at all times. Because an antivirus program is really only as good as its updates.
Yeah, that makes sense. And also someone watching it, right? Similar to your alarm system in your house.
Right.
If nobody's watching that on the other end, monitoring what's going on, then what's the use of having it? You know what I say to the customers a lot of the time is that, if your antivirus is not popping up, I would say like once a month or so, at least, warning you about something, malware that could be on your computer, something you've clicked on, something you received in your email, it's probably not doing its job, So I agree with you. We definitely need an antivirus.
Yeah, and I think it's across all platforms as well, like whether you're using a Windows machine or a Mac-based machine.
You always hear that, Macs don't need it.
Yes, you need an antivirus for sure.
Here's another good question. We hear this actually a lot. What is Office 365? It's just a generic question, but a lot of people are thinking that the software itself is the 365. Some of them have no idea what it is at all. Maybe it's a mailbox. So I've got kind of 3 different questions here that were from different people. The way Microsoft has changed their name now. It's Microsoft 365 as opposed to Office 365.
Right.
Can you just clear that up for them?
Sure. So it can mean a few different things. Like Microsoft has moved a lot of their software to a subscription model, which does have a lot of benefits. It's low cost on a monthly or annual basis, and it means you get the most up-to-date version at all times.
Which is nice.
So that would be like having Word, Excel, Outlook, PowerPoint as the main programs that you would get with it, and you get the updated version.
And they actually call that the Office Suite, right? It's the suite of programs.
Yeah, that's right. The other thing it can mean is you may have, depending on the subscription you pick, and there's lots of different flavors, but you may have mail hosting as well. So Microsoft will also host your mail, which is an excellent platform, especially for business, because it allows you to do a lot of different things within your business, sharing various mailboxes, sharing calendars, that sort of thing, sharing contacts. So it's a very, very feature-rich mailbox that it would include.
Now, do they only have products that are geared towards office, business, or do they also have personal ones?
No, they have personal versions as well, like personal and home versions, which are a little different how the subscription works. They're very inexpensive. And really, for most people, gives you all of the products that you need. And then if you need the mail hosting, also gives you that.
Fair enough. Now, one thing I notice myself as being an IT guy is that there's many different ways to get the software. Right? Microsoft's asking you to subscribe. You sometimes get it given to you with a computer. You can buy it at the local retail shop. You can see why it's confusing for the users. Right? There's just so many different flavors, so many different costs. I think that most people should reach out to their IT guys to ask them. What is it exactly that I need? What product? What price point? It's very confusing to them, I feel.
Yeah, your IT professional will be able to give you a good recommendation to make sure you get the appropriate product for what you want to do. And especially today, over the last year or so, Microsoft Teams is also becoming a big part of that.
Agreed, for video chatting and such. Yes. Yeah. Similar to Zoom, it's Microsoft's version, right?
Exactly.
Another thing that we hear a lot of is that they may have purchased the wrong version, in the sense that, imagine you need to now connect to your mailbox that's hosted with Microsoft, but you got the student version perhaps of Office, which doesn't actually have Outlook in it. So now you're stuck and you can't connect to that mailbox except in a web interface.
Right.
So agreed. Let's get them to talk to their IT guys and their service providers.
Yeah, there's quite a few flavors there, and there's very simple ones too for companies that want a low cost option to be able to give mobile workers access on their phones only.
True.
There's options for that as well, which are a very low cost.
Yeah. This brings us to our next question. We're talking about maybe productivity in the office. We're trying to get more productive. We're trying to do things a little bit differently. This question pertains to dual monitors. Do I really need that? Most people are used to having their, whatever it is, 17, 19, 21-inch little monitor. Now you try to convince them to get two 24 or 27-inch screens. Most people are overwhelmed by this, right? Like, do I need that much real estate? How do you feel about it?
It's for the cost of it, it's really a game changer, because you can then, like, I'll see a lot of people that will print things off to be able to then, type in the information from a page. When you have two monitors, it's very easy to work with. You can drag your windows across to either monitor, and you can be viewing one while you're typing into the other one. So for productivity, it's hard to beat, right? It's really a game changer.
I couldn't go back to a single screen now.
No, I wouldn't be able to work on a single screen at all. So whether you're working at home or in the office, two monitors is a game changer. Even if they're not large monitors, it really increases your efficiency.
Yeah, fair enough. One of the challenges with that, I think, is when you now want to plug them into the computer. Frequently, the computer might not even have dual head video card. You can't plug in two screens, so that could be an issue. Sometimes we have older connectors on the computer, so we need an adapter to make the new ones work. The cables, they don't always come with all the different cables, so you have to figure all that out. So again, we're gonna guide them to talk to their managed service provider to find out what exactly they need in that regard. But by far, having two screens is a huge advantage today, I think. Another question that comes out here is do I still need to print? That seems like a bit of a fabricated question, if I had to say, but do we really need to print any longer? I mean,
there's obviously still a lot of printing that goes on, but things have changed, quite a bit. Documents now are being signed online.
Yeah.
So I think most companies should really take a look at what they are printing and how much printing they do. I see a lot of companies that appear to do excessive printing, which is it's a cost for the printer, a cost for the paper, a cost for the toner supplies. So it is a big cost, and it's certainly less efficient to be able to move around. If you want documents signed and multiple people have to see them, very, very easy to move them around
electronically
in email and other electronic methods where you save it onto a cloud-based storage area or something like that. But I think it's one thing that a lot of companies should look at, again, for
trying
efficiency
to streamline,
and cost.
get rid of some.
There seems to be more printing going on than this.
Because I don't know about you guys, but we have at least, I would say 2-3 times a week, some sort of printing issue for one client or another. And it's always little silly things. And, it seems to be quite a pain and probably not necessary any longer. Do you have a list of any questions on your... from the mailbag on your side?
I think that's answering all the questions that we have right now.
Wow. Well, thanks again for joining us on this week's edition of Let's Talk About It, and we hope to see you next time.